Hey guys, welcome back to the Lundquist Appraisals and Real Estate Podcast. I'm Tisha and I'm here with Ava.
Hi guys.
Today we are going to talk about boosting curb appeal, spring cleaning, getting things ready because it's here, it's upon us. Getting things ready to list your house for the spring. So one of the big things that I think gets overlooked quite a bit is actually boosting the outside curb appeal. I'm talking freshening up your landscaping. If there is any places that need power washed, power washing the siding, the concrete, all of those things are just going to give it a boost in the curb appeal. Another thing that probably gets overlooked a whole lot, that especially when you're talking your government loans, your FHA, your USDA, your VAs, go ahead, go around the house, and if you see peeling paint around the windowsills, any of that kind of stuff, you're going to spray that off, touch it up, and make it look nice and fresh.
Yeah.
What do you got, Ava, for your outside curb appeal?
I would say don't forget about your patios and decks as well. Make sure to clean up the patio furniture, inspect for repairs, and repair some of the cozy features that you have outside, such as like string lights and all that stuff. The cushions that are on your patio furniture. I have the roof and gutters. Make sure you inspect your roof after the winter, especially before the storms come and hit. You want to make sure that everything is intact.
Absolutely. And the gutters, that's something that gets overlooked a ton.
Right.
And honestly, a lot of the government loans, I've noticed, because I've been dealing with a lot of them lately, they've gotten stricter on some of their guidelines. For the first time ever, I've actually seen gutters being called out on FHA loans for not having the extensions and pulling away from the house, those kinds of things. They're actually, if you're accepting an FHA, USDA, or VA loan on your home, they are going to look at those now. Where I don't feel that they were necessarily as strict on it the last few years. It's something they've really stepped up their game on lately.
As far as outside equipment, and going to the inside of the garage, I would make sure to declutter in the garage as well and make sure your lawn equipment is making its way to the front because you're going to be needing that for the spring.
Well, and as far as all of that goes, walking into the garage, a lot of people use it for storage because they're packing up, and I get it. I totally get it. However, I've had a lot of clients walking them into those spaces where they're like, this is a really small garage.
Yeah.
No, it's not really a small garage. There's just a lot of stuff. So those are things that probably get overlooked quite a bit, which kind of leads right into my next point of decluttering and depersonalizing. I am not a huge one that I'm like, yeah, you need to take down all of your family pictures, those kinds of things. But if you don't want them photographed, or you don't want people when they're in the house looking at family photos, those kinds of things, you do want to take them down. Decluttering is probably one of my biggest ones for any time of the year listing.
It's just easier for people to see and envision themselves in the home better if the space is decluttered.
I have always said you want them to remember the house, not the stuff.
Right.
For some, that's harder than others. But any steps that you can make to declutter the space so that when people are walking in, they are remembering the home, not the stuff,
Right.
is going to work so much better for a seller.
Yeah. Let's see here. As far as inside, I would say changing the air filters that you have in your house is pretty important. I have...
And any home inspector is going to make mention of it. The last 2 inspection responses that I've dealt with have all asked for the filter to be changed after they've seen the inspections. So it's one of those that's pretty simple to just knock it out before they ever come in.
Yeah. See here.
Deep clean everything.
Yeah. Especially deep clean everything, but main points of the house, like bathrooms and kitchens,
Bathrooms, kitchens, windows.
Yeah.
Windows get overlooked a lot. I have a German Shepherd that loves to put nose prints of love all over my windows.
Yep, all the windows that are easy to reach for little kids and dogs and...
Yep.
Yeah.
Something that gets overlooked, but I have to wash my windows every day almost, because German Shepherd love, I suppose, is where we'll go with it. Yeah. And when you're deep cleaning, really paying attention to odors.
Yeah.
It's a touchy situation. However, people will walk in and be turned off by pet smell or
Are there any tips that you have for people with carpets that you would...
I personally would clean them. Some won't go that far, but I personally would try and have the carpets cleaned before I put it on the market. Whether I did it myself, I hired somebody to do it, cleaning the carpets is not a bad idea. It's going to make them look fresher.
And you can do that with furniture too. It doesn't take that much. It just gives your home that boost. I'd make sure you're sealing the cracks of your house and making sure bugs and stuff aren't getting into the house.
Make sure that up on your roof, all of those are sealed, covered, those kinds of things. Some people go as far as to doing a home inspection prior to listing it on the market. I'm neither here nor there with that. If you want to do it, great. 9 times out of 10, they're still going to hire their own home inspector to do the home inspection. But it would give you an idea of what is going to come up. And if you fix those little things, great. If you want to wait, in my opinion, if you want to get ahead of things and do those early, great. If you don't, just know that you're probably going to get an inspection response of things that they need to fix when you're in the process.
Talking about spring, do you think that this is a good time to be selling your home, putting it on the market?
Right now, with the listing shortage, any time is a great time to be selling your home. I will say, yes, we typically pick up in the spring quite a bit. Now, we will hit, at least historically, you hit right there at the end of school and graduation, you're going to slow down for a little bit because that's where everybody's minds are.
Right.
But it typically, right at the beginning of June, picks right back up like it never lost. We have such a listing shortage that we've been complaining about for years at this point, that as long as it's priced right, it's going to sell. It doesn't really matter if that's spring, winter. We've stayed pretty steady just because of the listing shortage. We've got more buyers than we have homes to sell them.
Yeah.
A big thing, once you've got your house on the market, and people are coming in to tour it. Some little things that somebody like me notices: natural light.
Yeah.
Opening those windows, curtains, blinds, all of those things, and allowing that natural light to filter in. Actually, we're sitting here at 19 Connor Street right now, and there's tons of natural light that pours in this house. Basically. But allowing them to, it gives a cozy feel, I guess, if you will, and
I feel like it makes
brightens
the space
things up
bigger too.
Yes.
You have the natural lighting and the big windows.
If you have outdoor furniture, like right now, okay, nobody's hanging out outside because it's Indiana and it's like
the weather is unpredictable.
45 degrees today. That being said, getting your outdoor furniture out, making those spaces look completed and homey is a great way to draw. Okay, some people have great visualization. Other people cannot visualize the space. Yeah. So that goes into your staging and making the house feel warm, cozy, and inviting. So they can, okay, I can picture the family sitting out here on the back patio having a barbecue. Yeah. Oh, I can picture the layout: dining room over here, living room over here. Some people will walk into a staged house and be like, well, that's not how I would do it. But they can at least get a feel.
But it's nice to see how, especially when the homes are set up in an odd way, like how would you style the home? It's nice to see how people would style the home.
Yes. Adding any fresh flowers, plants, those kind of things. I have noticed a lot more of sellers with warmers on when I walk in. Some of them, if they are literally just running out of the house for the showing and coming right back, will even have candles lit, those kinds of things when you get in. If you're dealing with a showing in the evening and you're leaving for the showing and then coming back right back, having the lights turned on in the house, just little things for those first impressions that are going to make it look cozy, comfortable, and people able to picture them in the space.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I would say that's pretty important. Yeah, with the lawn, I would just say planting your flower beds to make them look vibrant, giving it more of a welcoming look for potential buyers.
One thing that I hadn't thought of that is a great idea, speaking about like the natural light and opening spaces up, if you've got a space that's darker, throwing a mirror in that space will brighten it up. It'll make it look a little bit bigger because of the reflections coming into the mirror. Little tips like that are overlooked a lot. Rearranging furniture to highlight the space. Just little things that when you walk in, it makes somebody be like, this is home.
Yeah.
Is what I try and tell my sellers. They want to walk in and not remember the stuff. They want to remember the space. And the ones that make them feel like they are at home are the ones they're going to buy.
Yeah. Great points. I feel like a big takeaway from all of this is just making sure everything is decluttered and cleaned and welcoming.
Yes.
Are there any other points that you would like to point out for spring cleaning tips?
Well, we've covered odors, just brightening everything up. Cleaning up the landscaping will be huge. Some people get completely overwhelmed when they walk up to a house and the landscaping is completely out of control. So just making sure that it's cleaned up, fresh, vibrant colors. Now, I will also say on the flip side, Too much landscaping
Yeah.
will also overwhelm. Some
see that.
people are not a green thumb at all, and seeing it, they're like, I'm going to rip all of this out.
Yeah.
So
But even on the other side, you could do like rocks or mulch or whatever you want to do to just make it look cleaned up and nice.
yes. Yep. Absolutely. So another thing to think about when you're getting things ready, those small little things, fixing leaky faucets.
Yeah.
People will look for those. Squeaky doors, WD-40 is like everybody's dream for that. Chipped paint, just paying attention to the little things that you don't typically pay attention to any longer, is going to make a huge impact when selling.
What kind of paint is it when, I don't know about paints, but I mean, if there's like scuffs on the walls, you can go with like a magic eraser and make sure to scrub that off.
Yes. Some people will go as far as to repaint their entire interior of the home. Sometimes it's necessary, sometimes it's not.
But sometimes it's just like little specks here and there that just need retouching, and then that's all that is.
Absolutely.
And that's nice.
I always tell all of my clients to watch their trim.
Yeah.
Trim takes a beating.
For sure.
It definitely does. Whether it's animals, furniture, kids, it doesn't matter. Something is going to happen to the trim. I would probably, if there's a couple scuff marks, like you said, magic eraser on the trim. If it is really bad, that is the one thing that I will tell my clients to paint. I'm like, I don't need you to paint the whole house, but I would definitely get that trim because it's going to be noticed during a showing. I tell sellers that honestly, they need to put on their buyer hat, which is sometimes easier said than done.
Right.
But when you're walking through your house, think of it as you're purchasing a new home. If it would bother you, it's going to bother somebody else.
So you might as well just do it before.
If you're wanting top dollar out of your listing, those little things make a huge impact. Obviously, more so in your higher end homes than your lower end homes, but it does make a difference all the way around. If I walk into a house with buyers and we're looking at 3 houses and they're all pretty equal in quality and everything else, my clients are going to write the offer on the one that doesn't have trim that needs repainted as soon as they move in. Those
Stuff
kind
that
of things
they don't want to do when they first move in.
So I tell sellers it's very, very important to walk around your house with your buyer hat on. And
That's a good tip.
if it would bother you, it's going to bother the other buyers. If you wouldn't purchase a house because you walked in and the condition of the trim was terrible for the price of the home, putting that paint on that trim is going to make all the difference to the buyer too.
Yeah. Good tip.
Keeping the grass mowed. That's another big deal to buyers. They're there to look at the property. So grabbing the attention of them from the very beginning with that curb appeal is huge. Again, that doesn't mean you've got to re-landscape the whole entire thing. It doesn't mean that at all. But it does mean that what is there needs to look well kept and taken care of. It is going to make an impact for buyers when they're walking up to the house.
Along with that, trimming bushes and just making sure everything is well kept.
Yes. Another thing, once you get this all cleaned up, and because sometimes in the spring in Indiana, you need to build an ark, lots of water. mud on shoes coming into the house.
Yeah.
Some agents will leave booties behind, but definitely this is more so for the buyers than the sellers on this end, but being respectful of the property that you're in. Don't let you and all of your kids run through the house with shoes caked in mud and them have to come home and clean it as soon as they get home. Mm-hmm. They're not going to be super happy about having to do that. So that's one of the things for my buyers versus the sellers, because we've kind of made this all about the sellers. But there's construction at 19 Connor Street. We've got
the new builds have a lot of mud.
How many going up right now? So there's tons of mud, tons of stuff going on. So just being respectful of the properties when you go in it, because the sellers are putting a lot into making sure. I have some clients, they've got 3 teenage daughters. Mm-hmm. Every time that there was a showing, they would have to run home on lunch to clean things up so there's a lot that goes into it for these sellers to do what their agent has asked them to do for the property. So buyers need to be respectful of their time as well. Okay, well, that is going to about wrap it up for us here today. Ava, thanks for coming in and helping me with some tips for our buyers and sellers. Congratulations on the engagement.
Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you again soon.